From hidden treasures to secret weapons, the Nazis left behind more than just devastation. Today, we're diving into 5 of the most bizarre and chilling conspiracy theories surrounding their dark, covert operations. 1. Hidden Nazi gold and looted art. During World War II, the Nazi regime systematically looted enormous amounts of wealth from the countries it occupied, as well as from Jewish families and other targeted groups. This included gold bullion, banknotes, jewelry, and an estimated hundreds of thousands of valuable artworks, paintings, sculptures, religious artifacts, and rare books. Some of these treasures were stored in official repositories, like the salt mines at Altaussee in Austria, while others were hidden away by high-ranking Nazis in more secretive locations. After the war, the Allies recovered many of these stolen items, famously depicted in the Monuments Men project, but large quantities were never found. This has led to enduring conspiracy theories and real-life treasure hunts. One of the most famous legends is the story of the Nazi gold train, supposedly buried in a tunnel in Poland near Wałbrzych. Another is the treasure rumored to lie at the bottom of Lake Toplitz in Austria. In both cases, expeditions have been launched to locate the supposed caches, with varying degrees of seriousness and success. These legends are fueled by credible historical evidence, Nazi documents mentioning hidden cargo, testimonies from locals or former soldiers, and the well-documented fact that the regime was trying to hide valuables from advancing Allied forces. Some conspiracy theories go further, suggesting that the treasure was used after the war to fund secret Nazi networks abroad or even to support covert operations during the Cold War. To this day, historians, governments, and private treasure hunters continue to search for missing Nazi gold and looted art. Partially driven by justice for the victims, and partially by the tantalizing possibility of uncovering one of history's greatest hidden fortunes. 2. Nazi escape networks, Ratlines. As the Third Reich collapsed in 1945, thousands of Nazi officials, SS officers, collaborators, and war criminals sought to flee Europe to avoid arrest and prosecution. A network of covert escape routes, later known as Ratlines, emerged to help them. These networks were often well-organized, involving forged documents, safe houses, sympathetic clergy, and in some cases, even the quiet cooperation of international organizations. The most infamous Ratlines funneled escapees through Italy, particularly through Rome and the port city of Genoa, eventually guiding them to destinations in South America, especially Argentina, Brazil, Chile, and Paraguay. These countries, under right-wing or authoritarian governments at the time, often welcomed Nazi fugitives, either for ideological reasons or to benefit from their technical and military expertise. High-profile escapees include Adolf Eichmann, a key architect of the Holocaust, later captured by Mossad in Argentina, Joseph Mengele, the Angel of Death, from Auschwitz, who evaded capture for decades, and Klaus Barbie, the Gestapo chief of Lyon. All made their way to South America using Ratline routes. Conspiracy theorists argue that these Ratlines were more than just informal escape routes, they were part of a coordinated effort, possibly supported by sympathetic elements within the Vatican, Red Cross, or even Western intelligence agencies. The theory holds that some Nazi officials were seen as valuable Cold War assets by the U.S. or others and were thus deliberately shielded in exchange for information or services. In more extreme versions, theorists claim that not only did individual Nazis escape, but that entire post-war Nazi cells were formed, complete with infrastructure, resources, and secret political agendas. These Fourth Reich claims suggest that ex-Nazis continued to exert influence behind the scenes in global politics, banking, and covert operations long after the war ended. While much of the Ratline activity is documented and accepted by historians, the full scope, especially regarding who aided it and why, remains a matter of debate, allowing conspiracy theories to thrive even today. If you like this video, please give us a like, leave a comment behind, and don't forget to subscribe, because we have a new video every week. Now, let's roll back to the video. 3. Operation Paperclip and continuation of Nazi science in the West. At the end of World War II, as Allied forces swept through Germany, they quickly realized that many of the country's top scientists, engineers, and military researchers possessed valuable knowledge, particularly in fields like rocketry, aerospace, medicine, and chemical weapons. Rather than letting these experts fall into Soviet hands, the United States launched Operation Paperclip, a secret intelligence program aimed at recruiting former Nazi scientists to work for the U.S. government. The operation, led by the newly formed Office of Strategic Services, OSS, and later the CIA, brought more than 1,600 German scientists to the U.S., many of whom had been members of the Nazi Party or had worked directly for the Nazi war machine. One of the most well-known figures was Wernher von Braun, a brilliant rocket engineer who helped design the V-2 rocket used against Allied cities in the U.S. He would later become a central figure in NASA's Apollo program and the American space race. While the practical achievements of Operation Paperclip are undeniable, it has long fueled conspiracy theories due to its moral ambiguity. Critics argue that many of these scientists were never held accountable for their wartime actions, including possible involvement in slave labor and unethical human experimentation. Instead, they were quietly granted new identities, security clearances, and high-level positions in American institutions. Theorists take this further by claiming that some of these scientists continued their more controversial or secretive research under U.S. protection, often pointing to later Cold War-era programs like MKUltra, mind control and psychological warfare, biological weapons experiments, and classified aerospace technologies. In this narrative, Operation Paperclip was not just about winning the space race. It was a calculated gamble to absorb and expand Nazi science under a new flag, potentially with no ethical boundaries. Some even suggest that certain black-budget projects in U.S. defense and intelligence circles today have roots in these post-Nazi scientific transfers, including advancements in propulsion systems, chemical warfare, and psychological manipulation. While these theories are often speculative, the secrecy and declassification delays surrounding Paperclip continue to raise questions about how far the U.S. was willing to go in the name of national security, and whether the price of that knowledge has ever truly been paid. 4. Nazi nuclear weapons program. During World War II, Nazi Germany had an active, though ultimately unsuccessful, nuclear weapons program. Led by physicists like Werner Heisenberg, the effort aimed to harness nuclear fission to build a functioning atomic bomb. While the Allies feared the Nazis were close to developing such a weapon, post-war investigations, including the Alsos mission, concluded that the program was disorganized, underfunded, and far behind the efforts of the Manhattan Project. However, some conspiracy theories suggest otherwise. These theories argue that Germany may have come closer to developing a bomb than officially acknowledged, pointing to alleged secret tests in remote regions of Thuringia or Rügen Island, and to documents or reports that hint at radioactive contamination in certain areas. Some believe that a prototype device may have been tested late in the war, but its development halted due to Germany's rapid military collapse. Others suggest that nuclear knowledge, and possibly components, were smuggled out of Europe near the war's end, perhaps to Argentina or via Nazi escape networks. In these narratives, the bomb wasn't just a failed project, it was a hidden success, kept secret to protect post-war interests or prevent global panic. While mainstream historians agree the Nazi atomic program never reached a weaponized stage, the combination of secrecy, missing records, and Cold War politics has left enough gaps for conspiracy theories to persist. 5. Die Glocke, the Bell, a mysterious Nazi technology project. Die Glocke, or the Bell, is one of the most persistent and enigmatic conspiracy theories surrounding Nazi technology. According to various sources, Die Glocke was a top-secret project developed by Nazi scientists towards the end of World War II. Descriptions of the device vary, but most claim it was a bell-shaped object made of a mysterious material, and it was said to produce strange energy fields or electromagnetic effects. Some theories suggest that the bell was intended for anti-gravity or time travel experiments, with Nazi officials hoping to harness exotic technologies for military dominance. These theories often link the project to other well-known Nazi scientists like SS General Hans Kammler, who is said to have overseen several advanced weapons programs. Other accounts mention that the bell could manipulate spacetime or produce high levels of radiation, possibly explaining some unexplained incidents of contamination or strange occurrences near testing sites. Though no physical evidence of Die Glocke has ever been found, some believe the project was carried out in a hidden facility deep in the mountains of Lower Silesia, Poland, in the final stages of the war. Others suggest that after the war, the device and its research may have been taken by the Soviets or U.S. intelligence agencies to study and exploit the technology. Historians dismiss the claims as largely unsubstantiated, noting the lack of concrete evidence and the confusion surrounding the testimonies of individuals who spoke of the device. However, the legend of Die Glocke persists, partly because it fits into the broader narrative of Nazi Germany's pursuit of advanced, often supernatural technologies that were never fully explained or understood. Whether it's lost treasures or secret weapons, the mysteries surrounding Nazi-era conspiracies continue to captivate and intrigue. While many of these theories remain shrouded in speculation, they remind us of just how much history is still hidden beneath the surface. What do you think? Could there be truth to these dark secrets, or are they just the stuff of legend? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history's mysteries.